Hello and welcome to the UClan Match of the Day. I'm Nathan Salmon, and with me in our studio today are our pundits, Jack Fennelly and our football correspondent, Matt Smith, who's going to be looking after our rugby league match between UClan and Colega Motd. Lots of action to bring you this afternoon, but first we'll head over to the UClan Sports Arena, where we're joined live by Alex Latham and our presenter, Rhys Pountin.
I'm live from a sunny UClan Sports Arena, where UClan play host to Colega Motd, a Welsh college team. Joining me now is Alex Latham. What can we expect from the game?
Well, UClan have come to this unbeaten. They've won the league, Division 1A to 2A to go to 1A for next season. They've only conceded 30 points. They won 16-0 last time out against Salford. I'm expecting a good rugby game and a very, very, very custodial pressing atmosphere here at UClan Sports Arena this afternoon. It'll be a very good competitive game for everyone to see.
Certainly, I think there's quite a few Welsh nationals on show as well this afternoon. But hopefully it's going to be a brilliant game, and we'll cut back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Rhys. We'll be back over to the arena shortly. Matt, is it a surprise to you that the team have achieved promotion this season?
No surprise at all. You know, they've been excellent this season. Only conceded 30 points, unbeaten all campaign. They've got some excellent players, and the head coach rather, is doing incredible with the team. And when you got that mix, it's a real recipe for success. And I fully expect them to be competing in a higher division next season.
Thank you. Moving on to our other featured game of the day, where UClan women's football team take on Cardinal Newman. We will go over to Dan Thomas at the arena's pitch 2.
Okay, so we're here at pitch 2 as UClan's women take on Cardinal Newman, and there's a big American influence in this UClan team. In total, they have around 14 American students in their squad, and one of which is Mallory Sears, who we spoke to earlier.
I think we've been farther than I think any women's team has for UClan for a really long time. We went to the final. We unfortunately lost against Newcastle in the cup match, but it was really good to see.
You just want to turn a bit to face her, so you still shot.
We have a really good team, really strong team. It's quite young, which is good, but Jade has taught us throughout the season, been a very good coach. So I think by the end of the season, we've all learned each other, how we play, and I think that's definitely beneficial. And it's been showing our past couple games that we've, can play better together. We do have a lot of clinical players up wide, so that we can get through on counters, and through the midfield, we're able to combine and create those chances up top. I think all around we have our strengths. We're able to actually play football rather than just there's some things that just kick and it's just not fun. But when we can play good football, we'll pass it around and play.
I'm joined here by UClan head coach Jade Richard. Jade, what do you expect from today's game?
I expect players to get some minutes in this lovely sunshine. I expect us to sort of try and, play like we've played all season, really. Try and combine, try and find the back of the net, try and defend well. So yeah, just get some minutes with the players.
So you were hoping this could be sort of a recruitment session for you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously Cardinal Newman are a college team, and it's a perfect opportunity to invite them down to the sports arena to get a game on, to see what we do, what we're like as a team, and hopefully some of their students might want to come and study at UClan.
Okay.
Dan, see you soon. Jack, it's clear Jade has made such an impact on driving the team forward, isn't it?
Well, you say Mallory said in her piece there that she's such a drive for the team, and she said herself there she's looking today at the Cardinal Newman side. I think there's a real drive which Jade is forcing for a link between Blackburn Rovers, who Jade plays for after a recent move from Aston Villa, and studying at UClan, and I think Jade is pushing for that forward, and today will be a really good view for her to try and find some new players, and we'll see some of the UClan team which are playing really well.
Thank you, Jack. Matt, on to the rugby again. What players are the standout ones for the UClan Rugby League team?
Yeah, so you've got Connor Hindle, the captain. He's a real talent, but he's also a leader, and that's what you want in a team, isn't it? Of course, somebody who can step forwards at any time and just bring the team on. He's one to watch. They've got a few lads as well in the team who I believe are in the Salford reserve team, which tells you all you need to know about the quality that they possess, and they could fully well be knocking on the team for the first team in a few years' time.
And with the coach Amanda, do you think what does she have against the team they're playing against today? Do you think there's any struggles or anything they'll struggle with?
Well, focusing on the team, they're a good team, but they're kind of inexperienced when it comes to rugby league. They don't have that much experience of actually playing the game. So I think UCLan will use that to their advantage, of course. But if we look at their strengths, they're a very strong team. They're very fit. They're very physical. So it promises to be a really good match between the two sides. If we look at Amanda as a coach, she's been there, done that. She's great experience behind her, and that is really beneficial to the team. We touch on the season, like we've said already, unbeaten, 30 points conceded, and that's it, and she's still demanding more, and that tells you that she's so hungry for the success, not just for her, not just for the team, but for the individual players and for their success as well.
Brilliant. And the other two players, the standout players, both Welsh boys, Jack and Jacob, what do you think of them?
Really good players, they've already played internationally for Wales, which again, you've got to be pretty good, haven't you, if you're playing at that level? But yeah, I mean, it's a real booster to the side. The players can benefit from such quality, and they can also spread their experience as well to the other players. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone involved, and I fully expect their experience and their quality just pass that through to the other players, and if we see that this afternoon, we'll be set for a really good game.
And do we have a prediction today from you, Jack?
Well, I think Coleg Comed are a really strong side, but with the Amanda in charge of the UCLan team, I think they'll give them a good run for their money. I think UCLan can pull this off today.
And Matt, predictions for you?
I think it will be a close game. The physicality and the fitness of the Welsh team, but ultimately, I think UCLan's strength and strategy will pay off for them.
Now it's time to pass you over to our commentary team, Megan Gray, and first Theo Hewson Betts for our rugby league match between UCLan men's and Coleg Motd.
Hello and welcome, I'm Theo Hewson Betts. Next to me is Megan Gray, and welcome to UCLan Sports Day coverage of UCLan Rugby League team versus College Motd. It's a lovely day out here today. We've had a nice run of weather recently in this region, and again it seems to have gone that way. Megan, it's looking like we'll have a dry, sort of tough pitch out on there. How will that affect the game, do you think?
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to stay dry. It's lovely and sunny, so hopefully the players can have a good game. It's going to affect them quite a lot, really, because it's going to be really tough, so hoping that there's no ankle injuries or anything, and hoping that they've all warmed up properly before the game so we can have a nice game, to be honest.
Well, absolutely, and the referee's just in the middle now. The UCLan team, we can see in their blue, light blue and then dark blue shorts set up. They're in a huddle now, sorting out how they plan to start this game. As we've already mentioned, and as they mentioned in the gallery, it's been a very, very good season for this UCLan team. Some star players in there. Is there anyone that you particularly are keeping your eye on, Megan?
Yeah, I know it's already been mentioned, but the captain, Connor, he looks very strong. He's been mentioned a few times, and he's certainly one to look out for. Obviously, the two Welsh international players there starting today, so they'll be hoping to make an impact immediately on the pitch. And I think it'll be just, let's see what happens.
Absolutely, and it's looking as though it's UCLan to get us started here. Always a challenge. When you're given the kick in these conditions, they'll be starting playing away from the sun, which does give them a slight advantage over their Welsh counterparts. They'll be able to set themselves up with a good start, hopefully, and then build on as the kick goes forward. It's out towards the left and out of play towards the back, out of touch. Some big cheers there from the UCLan boys. It gives them a good starting position there to attack the game early on. We'll just run you through the teams while we've got you here. It'll be one fullback Reece Story for UCLan with William Clapham number 2, and on the wing Gabriel Holt and Josh Connolly are the two centres, number 3 and 4. And number 5, the winger, is Damola Ayantala Lowo. The two halfbacks 6 and 7 are Sam Ayers and Callum Neefsey. 9, the hooker, is Connor Vaughan Hindle. The two props are Jacob Lee and Matty Wasp. with the 2 second rows, Ralph Wood and Youssef Safuni, with Joseph Coop Franklin up top. As the Welsh team look to get us started there, but UCLan have picked up the ball in a dangerous position. It's driving forward. It looks to be number 11 there, Ralph Wood, who is driving forward, but it's been dropped up and taken down, and now it is advancing down the right-hand side. He looks to get in towards the touchline, but is well covered there and brought to the ground. So that's tackle number 2 of the move there. Obviously 6 tackles required. It's been quite a good start for UCLan. Megan, very aggressive. They've worked their way into a good position, but now they're being driven back. And he's down there. Megan, what have been your impressions of this start?
Yeah, certainly probably the start that UCLan wanted. They came out strong, obviously did a really strong kick and then got the ball back straight away after 1 tackle. So certainly the start they wanted, showing themselves strong and hoping to try and get a try on this one or go again in a minute.
They've switched tactics, and it's number 9 Connor Vaughan Hindle there trying to drive his way through the middle, but he's been bodied to the ground, and I count that as tackle number 5 there. They're working their way, they've switched play, they're down towards the left trying to drive forward, but the defence of Collegie Cummoyd stands really strong there as UCLan try again to penetrate. It's kicked and it's dropped there by the Welsh defence and picked up, and that will be a try there for UCLan already. It was a little punt into the end end zone there at the end area, and a little fumble there by the defence of the Welsh team, and picked up by, I believe it was number 4 there, Josh Connolly, who picked it up for UCLan to get a nice early try. Megan, good move there.
Yeah, it was a good kick. They said beforehand that they had some quite technically good players, and they were certainly showing their technical ability there, showing their knowledge of the game, and just showing that maybe they're a bit smarter than the oppositions, using their game heads to get the first try of the game.
Well, certainly it'll be one that's frustrating for Collegie Cummoyd, because they stood firm against a decent offensive move there from the UCLan side, but just when the ball came into the last part of the pitch, they just fumbled and couldn't quite get a grip on the ball. So they have conceded there. They're down by 4 points early on into this fixture, and now there's a chance for them to extend the lead. Apologies.
Decent
with a
position
field
for the kick, to be fair. They're in quite a strong position to try and get all points here at the kick.
Not too far out at all for
and
Connor
it is
Vaughan
Connor
Hindley.
the captain.
He steps up
And he
gets
takes
it
full
through.
advantage.
Yes, very, very, very competent kick in there from the captain of the side. And now we reset with Collegie Cummoyd already on the back foot in this game. We already mentioned that UCLan have been in really good, strong form up until this point of the season. This obviously being a friendly game, but they got promoted into the Box 1A division after having played 6-1-6 at their first start. You heard from the verdict of Matt Smith in the gallery earlier on. Clearly a strong side, and they've proven that early on against very good opposition here in Collegie Cummoyd, who kick it long. Their kick, it doesn't look like, will be as long at all, and it's picked up by UCLan. Driving through the middle. He's managed to make, I would say, probably a good 10-15 yards there before being brought down. And now it's back on the ground, and it's across, and across again. And driving forward. Now they're playing it across to the right-hand side now. That's what they're doing. Across to the right. Again tackled. Again holding there is quite an aggressive challenge there. And brought down the referee as the referee's made it clear that was not in the spirit of this game so far. Certainly not in a friendly. We have had some controversy recently in the rugby league world, Megan, with the news that Will Price was given a 10-match ban, the Huddersfield player, for what was quite an aggressive tackle for a challenge in his game. What did you make of that incident?
Yeah, certainly. I feel like the 10-match ban was probably deserved, looking at the type of challenge it was. It wasn't quite that bad here just then, but it is quite an aggressive tackle that was made, and I feel like the 10-match ban is going to give sort of other players in rugby league, make them aware that they will get punished even after the game for dangerous tackles like that one.
And there was a really good drive there through the middle for UCLan, who took advantage of the foul and managed to make a good 30-40 yards out of this. They're advancing forward down the middle. Again, it's to number 20 who's driving forward. He's brought down just on the end of the zone that he needs to be. Puts the ball down. And it thought it was a try there, but it's not quite. Again, they tried. There's a lot of running here from UCLan and not much spreading of the play. And number 1 out to this side is Reece Story is screaming for it out on the wing position down here. But UCLan have managed to get another try. This one very central, so again another very good position for the kick. There seems to be a bit of afters going on with some of the College Comoid fellas there. But UCLan setting up for another kick here, and again a really strong start for the UCLan side, Megan.
Yeah, it's certainly a strong start, exactly what they'd want, and certainly making an impact.
Yeah, we'll just interrupt a bit here because there's been a bit of action over at the football with Dan Thomas.
Well, it's early days here, but both sides have had a fair decent amount of chances so far. There is a bit of a kick clash going on in a minute, but the chances just fizzled out there. Back to Theo Houston Betts.
Down the middle there.
They seem to be defending quite well, the UCLan
Yeah,
side.
they certainly have been.
Holding the Ecomoid in their own half and not letting them out, not giving them any chance of an attack.
The Welsh side they've been doing their best to drive through the middle of the pitch, but every single time they've made that move, it's been rebuffed by the UCLan midfield zone. And now they seem to have clocked that, and they've gone along with the drop kick, which is picked up by one of the loose forwards there at the back of the UCLan team. He's gone for a run rather than passing it, and he's made good progress through the middle. He's made it over the halfway point, and he's brought down there about 5 yards inside the halfway.
It was a very good run from number 12. Yeah, very good run from him. And now number 3's driving forwards. He's just got tucked down, and he's going to pass it on to number 9.
Affirmative. Okay, yeah, 16 are working their way 16 really battling hard to gain progress down the middle here, but they're still advancing UCLan, and again a drive. There's not much passing going on here, Megan. It all seems to be very drive focused.
UCLan certainly showing their strength, using their power to run at the players and try and get as far forward as possible before making a pass.
Absolutely, and they're just advancing, and it's kicked into the zone again, but it's out of play this time, and we'll use this to take a little break and pass you over to the table tennis. How's it going over there, guys?
Players are playing their training match. There is Sanskar and there is Jack. They are playing in best of 7 formula. We will be updating you about every set. So yeah, we'll be in touch and we'll like to see you.
Yeah, taking really good advantage over here. Yeah, and welcome back to our coverage of the rugby league over here. UCLan are ahead in the early stages here. They've just managed to pick up a fumble from the College Comoid side. They've managed to make good progress through the middle so far. A lot of their moves at the minute seems to be running. There's not been many strong team moves, you could say, Megan, that have been thrown together. It all seems very much get the ball to the danger man and let them run at the opposition. Do you think that that's worked for them so far, or would you maybe want to shift that pattern into something else?
I think UCLan are certainly using their midfield players to get really strong players to run at the players and get the ball forward, and then they're passing it out to the wingers to then try and get the tries because they're quite faster, so they're using their ability quite well.
Absolutely, and we're not sure if a try has been given here. It looked as though they've made their way into the key zone on the pitch there, UCLan, but I think he might have just dropped it at the last minute. And again, we'll take this opportunity to take you over to the football. There's been a bit of action over there, Dan.
Yeah, UCLan have taken the lead. It was around the 7-minute mark. But before then, Cardinal Newman, they did have the better of the chances. They were denied by the woodwork just earlier. But this is shaping up to be a good game at the UCLan Sports Arena.
Yeah, it was given as a fumble in the end zone there. A poor slip in the end because they'd worked the ball very well into the into the key area of the pitch at the UCLan side.
We have number 4 that's just been taken down for Ecomoid.
And now they're advancing forward down the side. They've been trapped in their own half, really. They've not been able to make much progress either through the middle or down the wings. They've been reduced so far to drop kicks to try and rush the ball up the pitch, and it looks as though that they might just make their first bit of progress over the halfway line. But again, they're rebuffed by the UCLan defence. They set themselves up, they make their move, and they've just made it over the halfway line for what feels certainly, Megan, like the first time in the half.
Yeah, I feel like working with the wings is certainly helping the side. Obviously, they were going straight down the middle at the beginning, and they've soon realised that isn't going to work with UCLan having such strong players there.
Oh, and there's a fumble there from the UCLan defence, and a brilliant pick-up there from number 3, Gabriel Holt. It was. That's a try-saving pick-up there. It was fumbled by number 1. Reece Story. He dropped the ball after a drop kick had gone up in the air, and it was only through the quick thinking and the graces of God that Gabriel Holt was able to grab the ball ahead of the Ecology Comroy attacker. And although Comroy is set up now in a decent position for the attack, a really, really important intervention there from Gabriel Holt.
Yeah, certainly quick reaction times from him to think quick on his feet and not assume that his teammate had got the ball.
But again, UCLan have rebuffed the attack there briefly. It's put back down on the ground, and again they're working it through the middle there. They're in a really good position now, the Welsh side. UCLan, their early game dominance perhaps not paying off completely in terms of points. Now they're slightly under the cosh. How well can they deal with it? Okay, we'll go to the football straight after this move. We hear there's been a bit more action over there as the Welsh side are about as close now as they have been all game to a try.
Just getting held off there.
Playing across. And that's a try given. So, is it?
Yeah,
yes, it is. That's a try given. So they'll have an opportunity for a penalty kick now, but we'll quickly throw you over to the football. And Dan, who scored over there?
It's now 1-1. It was just shortly after the UCLan goal in the 9-minute mark. I said it was shaping up to be a good game, and 2 goals already clearly seems that way. Back to the rugby.
But his mistake, and despite the quick thinking of Gabriel Holt, who's welcome back. And yeah, we were just discussing, despite the quick thinking of Gabriel Holt there, that the mistake from Reece Story in giving the opportunity away has led to UCLan being put back on the back foot. Now that this attempt for a field goal here, it's could set up the game to be levelled at this early stage. UCLan have been the dominant side, but it just goes to show, Megan, how quickly a game can turn.
Yeah, it does. They certainly did a bit of quick thinking there. That Ecomoid, they did a little trick pass to score the try and caught UCLan out.
Absolutely, and they're set up for the kick now, running up to it and getting in brilliantly. Now, it's been a pleasure talking to you over the waves. Megan's going to be staying with you, but I'm going to be passing you over to Elliot Borrow now. He'll be taking over as main commentator. Over to you, Elliot.
So they're just getting reset now, the players, after that try and full points on the kick as well. And now Elliot joins us.
Thanks, Megan. It's been a lively start to the game, really. UCLan got off to an absolute flyer. An early try through Gabriel Holt. An early try from him put them in front, but the Wales side have hit back of late there. Good try there just to make it 6 across after 15 minutes played, and we're just ready to get the game back underway again now with UCLan to kick. Meg, what's your take on the first 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's been quite a lively 15 minutes. Obviously, it's 6-6 at the moment, so real all to play for within the next 15 of the first half, and we're going to see what happens.
UCLan just gets back underway with a kick downfield, spilled by the fullback, but he's picked it up, and they're coming out from their own goal line here. Good tackle by the UCLan defence. Wales trying to come forward on the right edge again, bringing it forward, the right-hand side. But the UCLan defence is standing quite strong really throughout the game, despite letting in that try. They've been quite solid, and the Wales attack has been short-lived at times, but they have just started to get going in the last few minutes, thrown out wide to the left-hand side now.
Yeah, they certainly are struggling on the attack. I think it'll be a few mistakes from UCLan that'll help them push themselves forward, because the strength doesn't seem to be quite as matched as UCLan's at the moment.
Wales coming back up this left-hand side again, Welsh College. It's back to the try scorer. He's made a break. Oh, he just tackled tackled again by the UCLan defence, but they're starting to get going out of this Welsh side. They're starting to throw the ball around a bit more. Nice pass up the middle. And a strong drive as well from the Wales player. It's 5th and last now. They're going to go to the kick. It's caused them problems last time. It caused the UCLan defence plenty of problems, this high kick last time. Let's see what happens this time around. It's collected by the UCLan fullback. He's got a chance now to run it back up the middle. He's tackled just short of the 40-metre line there. And this could be a chance really for UCLan just to get going again and get the ball rolling. Do you think, Megan?
Yeah, they certainly know the players to drive forward. They know where their strengths are, and they seem to be passing to those players and just letting them drive at the Welsh side, and that seems to be working for them at the moment.
It's another good strong run up this right edge by, I think it's our try scorer Gabriel Holt there. He's made a good start to this game as Holt. He picked up the pieces from a kick through to the dead ball area, but he was there at the right place at the right time, but he's been doing some strong yards. Another good strong drive in the middle from UCLan. They're getting on the front foot here now. Nice little chip kick over the top, but it bounces back in play. It's collected by the fullback. And he's trying to get out here, the Wales College player, but the UCLan defence are trying to push him over. And it's a goal line drop out. So we're going to throw over now to the table tennis for an update.
Yes, Sanskar just won the set and he's leading the sets. He was really close set on very high level. So we'll be updating you after every next. Right now, Sanskar leading 1-0, 1 low. We'll be back to Theo.
It's still an opportunity here for UCLan just to keep the ball rolling. Referee signals just getting set for this goal line drop out here. Still 6-6. Almost 20 minutes gone on the clock, and Wales get us back underway with the goal line drop out. It's not gone very far, but let's see what's give here. It looks like the kick might have gone out on the goal line drop out. And just quickly, while we've got another break in play and while the referee makes the decision, we're going to throw over to the football where there's been another goal.
Yeah, UCLan are back in their lead. It's Celeste Gordon, a beautiful strike to put the uni back in front of the college. They lead 2-1, back to Elite Borough on the rugby.
Another go at this Welsh line here to try and get themselves over. Another good strong drive. Driving it forward in that left-hand edge again. Connor Hindle scanning around at 9. It's another good strong drive in the middle. The Wales defence going to get put under more pressure here by the looks of things. Hindle again, out wide to the right-hand side. It's taken forward. It's a great little bit of running from the 7, but he can't find his way through. Another good bit of defence from Wales.
Number 1, Reece Story here seems to be screaming for the ball. He's out wide. Certainly wants the ball to be going his way.
Yeah, it looks like the referee just called time off again. He's going to signal them to go back and play the ball, UCLan, but again the pressure's mounting here on the line, and I think they might make it pay out wide, out the back. It's a good strong drive out in the corner. Can he get it down? It looks like he's got it down, or is he just short? No, he's lost it. He's held up. Referee signals that he's been held up by the Welsh defence. Great defence there on the right-hand edge as they look to go over, but definitely warning signs here, and definitely a lot of pressure being put on that line here by the UCLan team, isn't there, Megan?
Yeah, certainly good defending there. They want to make sure that UCLan do not get the next try and make sure that they're going to half-time as a draw or ahead. They're certainly putting the work in now to try and make sure that happens, and they're going to have to be strong here because the UCLan are attacking again.
It's another chance. It's 5th and last. UCLan 5 metres away from the line. Connor Hindle offloads it to the prop forward, and I think they're in there. I think it's a try for UCLan. Just a strong drive right at the middle of the pitch. Connor Hindle was scanning around, 5th and last. He just popped the short pass over and he powered over from close range. That's UCLan to put back into the lead again at 10-6. And it's probably a bit of pressure there that's just been mounting on the Wales line, and it's just it's paid eventually. Good try that, Megan, wasn't it? Just a nice strong
good try in a similar position for the kick for Connor as last time, so you'd assume that he'd get full points again here, but let's see what happens as he goes to take the kick.
Yeah, exactly. Since that try by the Wales College, it's been a period of pressure from UCLan really, where they've just been building and building. They forced the goal line drop out, which then bounced out and then give UCLan another set of 6 at the Wales line. And when it looked as though they were running out of options there, Connor Hindle just popped the ball up, kept it simple, played it to his prop forward, a nice inside pass, and he just powered over from close range to put them back in front. And so I'm just waiting now for Hindle himself, the captain, Mr. Consistent, as he's like to be called. He's obviously led his side to a great season this campaign to get them promoted. He's just looking here to add the extras and double his tally for the afternoon.
Yeah, certainly taking his time. He doesn't want to rush this. He knows how important these points are to his team, so he's just going to take the kick now.
And he's kicked it over nice straight through the uprights there. It's 12-6. We're going to fly back over to the football where there's been another update. UCLan now leading 12-6 in this game, and it's going to be a big moment before half. Well, it's been a big 20 minutes so far for the teams, and maybe now the next 20 and such is going to be ever so important for this Welsh college as they try to come back again, and they're getting ready to get us back underway. Apologies, there was no action at the football there either. We are sticking with the rugby for the time being as we get back underway. And kick off back to UCLan. It's picked up and it's passed over to the prop forward again. It's a good strong drive from deep by the UCLan lads, and he's made 30-40 metres there from his own line, and it's put them on the front foot again straight away. Hindle again, looking around for support, flies it up the left hand side. It's tackle 2, and UCLan again looking like they're going to build a bit more pressure back on this Welsh line. Comes out wide to the right, and it's a lovely short pass, and he's broke clear through the line, and I don't think the fullback's going to catch him. He's going to be in at the corner. It's another try for UCLan. In fact, he's going to go under the post. It's a missed tackle, and he's going to go under the post. It's Jacob Lee who goes over for the try. A lovely short pass on the halfway line, a lovely line hit by the forwards, and he just gallops away to go and score on near the sticks to make it UCLan 16, Wales College 6. And whilst we've got a break and play, we're going to, while Connor waits to convert this, we're going to throw it to the table tennis with Jacek for an update.
Yeah, UCLan just seems to be making the right decisions at the moment, passing to the right players at the right time, and it seems to all be
And the
working.
Sanskar was leading 2-0, but the Jack could win the third set, and now it's 2-1 for Sanskar. Fourth set just started, so we'll be updating you after with every latest news. We'll be back to rugby.
It's 2. He's clearly been left with an easy job so far and an easy task. He's ready to just pop it over, and he converts. It's UCLan 18, the Wales College 6, and you're now starting to think now maybe that UCLan could be looking to go away with this game a bit, and there needs to be a response from the visitors here.
Yeah, they certainly do need a response. 2 tries, quite close concession, so you want to make sure that they get something out of this game before half time and try and get a few more points on the table.
And just to make that clear as well, it was a prop forward who was running through there as well. He looked like a winger for all we saw. Then it was a brilliant driving run, and he burns off the fullback of all people and ran clear to score as the visitors get us back underway again here. It's a kick to the very similar position to the one we had before. It's the same runner who made the 20 metres off a good break before. He does the same again. He's been running very hard this afternoon from deep as Joseph Toga. Another ball out again. Just starting to dictate play now, a lot of UCLan, and it's another good strong drive, another little break up the middle.
Seems to be a lot more communicating on the UCLan side. Seems to be a lot more shouting, a lot more shouts to players.
They seem to be starting to get a hold on this game now at a vital stage in it, and it could be time for them maybe to try and run away if they can with it here. And we're just going to head over to the football with Dan Thomas now, where there's been another goal.
It's half time.
Is it? All right, I'm stuck at that time.
Yep, Cardinal and Newman have it back level. It was a number 4 for them. She picked it up from distance and just had an audacious effort. I'm not sure the keeper was even expecting a shot. She was caught off guard, lobbed over into the roof of the net. Back to rugby.
Behind his line. It's going to be another dropout. In fact, I think we've actually instead we've got it. I don't know what the referee signalled there. It looked like it was going to be a goal line dropout for the visitors, but he's actually signalled a penalty because the chaser Gabriel Holt was offside, and it's going to be a chance here just for the visitors, just to relieve some pressure off the own line and just try and get the ball back again. They're just taking 10 over the short side here. Tap it to get it back in play from the number 6. We're back underway again. It's a good strong defence again by UCLan. They're very strong defensively, and apart from that try again where the number 9 they've switched off around to play the ball there for a split second, he took advantage. But apart from that, on the whole, they've been very strong. And there's another good strong hit from the forwards up in the middle. It's been hard for this team to break them down, and it seems as now it's starting to pay a little bit. The UCLan team just look a bit more, maybe a bit fitter if anything, and in better shape. And 3 tackles this set, they've not got very far out their own half, and they've gone to the kick earlier to try and relieve some of that pressure, and it's retained by the fullback. Megan, do you think UCLan are in full control of this game now?
Yeah, I think they're in complete control of the game. I think the Welsh side will certainly want half time to regroup, maybe come up with some new strategies as to how to try and beat this UCLan side, because whatever they're trying at the moment isn't really working. So I think they need to go into half time, keep it as it is, and see if they can come out second half and try something new.
Yeah, a good run there from Will Clapham, just breaking them up the middle there. And here comes Gabriel Holt again. He scored the first try of the afternoon. He'll be looking for his second and looking to get 1 or 2 more before we're done here. But Hindle again, he's just directing traffic. He's always in control on that hooker role, and he's always dictating the play and getting his teammates to run for him and run around him. But the kick there came to nothing for UCLan, and the visitors just decided to get themselves out there again. Just a chance for them to relieve some of that pressure. But
yeah, it's certainly quite a high kick. Most of the kicks have been quite forward. That one was just in the air. So see what happens now, as UCLan yet again are defending really well.
Welsh side just trying to bring it away from their own try line, which they've been pinned in for the last 10 minutes or so. Not having a break in play really to sort of get out and try and create more chances on the UCLan line. But now tapped in there, the referees give 6 again. It's another 6 tackles for the Welsh team to try and build a bit of pressure on the UCLan line. But they're going to have to work hard to do so.
Yeah,
like
they just seem to be
been
struggling getting over that halfway line. That seems to be a big problem for them at the moment.
Still trying to build a bit of pressure. They're on the right edge out there. They're coming back up to the middle now. Lovely little short ball, just gets them a few extra yards there to set them to a bigger point so they can play off it a little bit maybe. Still looking to find a way through. They come out wide to the left. He's doing all the work, the scrum half. It's another good ball, another good short pass out to the yards to make the yards. 7 still scanning. He finds to his right a short ball again. Just finds the thing. And I'm now going to pass over to Elliot Thompson, who's going to take over from the commentary.
It's been an exceptional game so far, with UCLan dominating the early stages, with the Welsh side coming back into it a little bit, and then UCLan took control. Would you say, Jack?
They've got a perfect opportunity to get something back here and get themselves in a good position to, level. But there's been an injury down here, so hopefully it's not
a bit of a break and play for the players. I would say that the UCLan players just have that bit of a physical edge over the Welsh side at the minute.
Definitely, but they, I will say, to give credit to the Welsh side, they have been very, they've been up for it. They've been aggressive in their tackles. That's worked against them sometimes, but they're showing they've got that physicality.
They're up for the fight, you would say.
Yeah, definitely. When we spoke to Amanda before the game, she was saying how her lads are, they're physically fit, and they lack the fitness. Whilst UCLan lack the fitness, they do have strength about them, and a fair play to the Welsh side for matching that strength.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's 18-6 at the minute, with the Welsh side.
The injury's not looking too great for the UCLan player. Number 7.
Limping off a little bit, looks like he's going to be replaced. Hello. Welsh side getting possession of the ball here in an attacking area.
It's a very good opportunity for them.
Looking to get back into the game. On the left hand side, who's knocked it on. Possession will be handed to UConn. Poor that really, under the circumstances.
Considering, that this was a very good opportunity for them to, get themselves near level terms, and absolutely disastrous for the Welsh team there. But it's a good opportunity for UConn.
UConn can get out of the defensive area. Good challenge from the Welsh side there. UConn coming over to the right hand side. He's through there a little bit. Good challenge. There's been a goal in the football, I'm hearing.
Okay, there's been a third goal for UCLan. It's a brilliant 20-yard chip over the keeper from the number 12 for UCLan, Laura McCann. It's been 5 goals so far. We're only at the half an hour mark, not even half time yet. Brilliant game so far, as I said earlier. Current score, UCLan 3, Cardinal Newman 2. Back to the rugby.
Standout player for me. Satuni with a try there. Exceptional run, and the Welsh defence couldn't handle them. Haven't been able to handle them all game, really. They look scared every time he picks the ball up.
Definitely, it looks like when UCLan are going forward, it's sort of like men against boys.
At times it certainly does. Welsh side aren't backing down, of course, but they just can't handle them.
Got some very strong players.
So we're just after this conversion, if it goes in, it will be 24-6 to UCLan. If Fawn can convert this conversion, he has done all of them. This will be his 4th of the game so far. Consistency is key. He's done brilliantly so far. And he's done it again.
He's been a terrific component in this side, converting the conversions, and just being a real team player, and just
Vaughan's had great composure so far. Leader of the team, he's a captain for a reason. He's showing that leadership on the pitch. He's the loudest voice there. Yeah, let's hand it to Ryan Richardson with the table tennis.
Thank you, Elliot. Yep, there's a thrilling encounter this with the table tennis. The score is currently 3-1 to Sascar, and the game is end to end. Sascar's currently edging it just a bit, but it could end anything right now. Back to you, Elliot.
Was that a knock on there? It was. Welsh team regain possession from kick-off there. They need this, the Welsh team.
They do need this.
Otherwise it will. The game's run away from them. They need to find something here. On the left-hand side.
Give them a bit of hope into half-time.
Yeah, change the team talks a little bit, possibly.
I'm sure the manager will have a lot to say about this.
Lost possession again in these areas. In these areas, they keep losing possession, knocking it on. In potential attacking areas, they really need to improve in the second half. UCLan attacking now. Here's Satuni again. You just can't handle them. Strong tackle from the Welsh team. They have been doing that all half, but
yeah,
it's not really making a difference too much.
Yeah, definitely. They have been making some good tackles, but sometimes their aggressiveness just works against them, like now. Very good try and very good run.
Absolutely. Number 6 there with the try for UCLan. Should be another conversion. Waiting for the conversion now. Will be 36 if Fawn can again finish this conversion kick. He's been exceptional with his kicking so far.
You know, he has been described as the main man in this side, and you know, if he can do it again.
Yeah, before the game, Coach Amanda Wilkinson did say he is the star player, has been the star player so far with the undefeated run in the division below, hence why they got promoted. And he's done it again.
Brilliant, absolutely
brilliantly. So that is 36 now to UCLan. Simple but effective from Vaughan.
So yeah, just going in for the break now.
Yeah,
UCLan Rangers have been very. UCLan Rugby have been very, very strong.
Yeah, they started off really well, getting the early try from Holt. However, the Welsh side did get back into it. It looked like it would be an even game, but UCLan just clicked into gear really, and since then, Welsh side haven't been able to get a sniff, to be honest.
What a start from UCLan, scoring a converted try within the 5 minutes, making it 32-6 in the first half. Guys, what do you make of the first half?
I think it's been largely a one-sided affair. I think UCLan, to be fair to them, they've come out, they've performed really well, and we're talking before the game about just how physical the visitors were. I think it's fair to say that UCLan have more than matched that, and they thoroughly deserve to be in the lead at half-time.
Yeah, I think I can just add on to that. Really, UCLan have played really well, and they've got a big lead. It's quite simple, really.
Well, number 20, Joseph Toga, picking up a lot of yards in the first half. He's certainly more physical than the rest of the opponents.
Yeah, he's been a real thorn in the side of the opposition. He's been incredible. You know, we were sat here watching the game in the first half, and we were really impressed with his performance. You know, he's strong, he's pacey, he's not afraid to run at the opposition, and I think that creates some level of anxiety, I think, in the opposition when they see a big player like that running towards you. It can be really difficult, and they just have really struggled to deal with him this afternoon.
Yeah, he's just been exceptional. We said at the start of the game, the Wales side, they've got a really strong build, but, you know, he's been part of that real development of the UCLan side that's overpowered them.
And captain, Connor Hindle, everybody's spoken about him. He's the star of the team. He's converted 5 kicks already in the first half alone. He's really proven to be effective, isn't he? He
is, yeah. It just echoes everything that we said in the first, before the game. You know, it was absolutely incredible. You know, he's so calm and collected when he is standing over the ball, ready to convert the tries. He doesn't look like missing, and he's just proving how effective he can be in this side. And Jack, you know, just got to ask, a player like that in your squad, how much confidence does that breathe to the rest of the players?
Well, it's massive, because it's not just about the individual performance he's putting in, it's about the way he's bringing all the squad together to put in such a performance which has got them this lead. And in terms of the away side, they've scored a shot, they've scored a try, but can they bring it back? Or it's not the worst performance, is it?
It's not the worst performance, no. I think they'll be disappointed with how they've performed. We touched on it, you know, they're a really defensively solid side. I think we've seen that in stages. They're a very physical side. Again, we've seen that in stages, but we've not seen that enough for them to be an effective side in that first half. They'll certainly be hoping for a better second half performance.
And we're just going to go to the football now. There's been another update.
Yeah, Cardinal Newman very, very close to an equaliser. It was a corner for Newman, and it was one of their players that rose the highest, but header just a bit too on the high side, grazed the crossbar as it went over. Back to the studio.
Some game, Cardinal Newman and UClan, both, it's a tough game. Both teams are really pushing out for a win, but it looks close.
Yeah, it's been a really close game, and I think it was always a possibility from the start, really. I think, you know, with it being quite a friendly game, there's not much at stake, so all of them are just trying to prove to Jade, really, that they can play well.
And now another update, this time from the table tennis.
Yep, thank you, Nathan. Sanskar on the end there. Currently leads 3-2, and Jack is currently fighting back in what is a very intense affair. We're going to be back with much more. This game's not over yet. Back to you in the studio.
There's a lot going on. Rugby, our main sport this evening. What needs to happen in the second half for UClan to win, to make sure that they secure the win?
I think just stick to what they're doing. We've seen enough in that first half performance from UClan to get the win. Just need to make sure that that they stick to that. I think it's quite disappointing from the opposition that they're not really making much of an impact on UClan. So as long as UClan stick to what we've seen in that first half, then that should be enough for them to get the win.
And in terms of the away side, Jack, do you reckon they could bring it back, or do you reckon they're out of it?
It's going to take some team talk from the away side to get them back ahead of UClan, but you can never write them off with the Welsh international stars that they've got. But I mean, UClan have been so good.
We're back to Dan at the football. There is another goal.
Yeah, it's another for UClan. It's 4-2 now. There was something of a defensive mishap for Cardinal Newman. They tried to play it back to the keeper, but Celeste Gordon was there, and it was just gifted to her on a silver platter. She's scoring that 10 times out of 10. It's now UClan 4, Cardinal Newman 2. Back to the studio.
Matt, some game.
Yeah, it just emphasises the quality in all the sports that we're seeing this afternoon, but especially in the football, 4-2, just a real emphasis on the quality that each side possesses. And I tell you what, just approaching half-time, you could certainly, it wouldn't surprise me to see a lot more twists and turns in that game between now and the full-time whistle.
That's all we have time for at half-time. We are going back now to the commentators. We've got Elliot Thompson and Jack Tucker over the second half of the rugby.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready for the second half. Right side need to make a fast start, a quick start to get back at UClan, because there's still an ounce of hope, but this hope could fade away very, very quickly if it goes how the first half went. Would you say, Jack?
Yeah, definitely. We were saying at half time that if they don't really sort it out, colleague Motd, we could be very, very much looking at a cricket score, but we've been praising their aggressiveness and but also how it's gone against them.
Mm-hmm. So, right side with possession from the kick here, and we're off in the second half. We've let it bounce here, UClan. And they're running forward now. It's a strong start in the second half for UClan. Still got the ball here. Eventually been tackled. It's a strong tackle again from the Welsh side. They've been good at that.
They've been very good at keeping, just keeping the ball and making sure that when they do go down that they win it back, and they're just very good in possession of the ball, and it's been a terrific performance for UClan so far, and long may it continue for them. But colleague Motd need to desperately
it's in these areas here UClan quickly, they don't hesitate.
Exactly.
Things like that.
It's very much showing their experience.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Whereas the Welsh side are hesitating in those areas. That's been the big difference for me in those attacking areas. But that's credit to UCLan and their defensive superiority.
Very surprised about our, we've been told that there are some, Welsh youth internationals in the Welsh side today, and whether I've not seen them make such an impact. It's been very.
Yeah, it's been all UCLan.
Been all UCLan so far.
After, as I said before, UCLan started really well, and then the Welsh side did get back into it as it was 6-6. However, since then it is now 36, showing how they have dominated. Welsh side trying to move forward here. Just going to quickly go over to Ryan with the table tennis.
Yep, thank you, Elliot. The game has finished. Sanskar defeated Jack 4-2 in an absolutely sensational encounter. There were so many different trick shots, so many different skills on offer, and they put up a game to behold. There's a bright future in tail for both of those. Thank you for joining us. Back to you, Elliot.
Been brought down.
Thank you, Ryan. Sounds like a brilliant game over there in the table tennis. Thank you, Ryan, for that. UCLan on the attack again here. Taking 3 or 4 men every time to bring the UCLan attackers down.
A very tricky, amazing run from UCLan.
Quick feet all the time, quick on the ball.
The use of their bodies when they're running is very, very admirable. It's
see here
gaining
again.
them a lot of yards, and it's putting them in very good positions to extend this lead.
Progress with the ball has been vital for UCLan. It's been to the downfall of the Welsh side, but here we go. Here, the Welsh side have all the right hand side to themselves. Number 2, sprinting away. He's going to get a try here. They're back in the game here.
They've been caught out massively here, UCLan. Whether it was a bit of naivety or just, it just went wrong in that moment. It's very, stupid to concede like that, to concede a try
You
like
dominate
that.
the game like that, and the whole right hand side was open
You've
and ready for the Welsh side to just dominate that right hand side for a split second, and they did.
You've just got to credit though the counter from
brilliant speed.
Colegi Motd. It's very, a lot of speed and agility just to get to the other end and convert the try. Well, obviously now there's a conversion. This will be very good for them.
This is a route back into the game. They've got it. They've got what they needed. We said at half time they needed a quick start. It looked like that wasn't the case with UCLan dominating, but this should give them hope now.
Be very good for their confidence, and maybe give them a bit more belief.
Definitely.
Maybe they can pull something off. There's still much of the second half to go.
This is Billy Walkley with the conversion here. This is vital. This. He's done it.
Brilliant
Back in the game, 30-12 here now. That is vital.
So much of the second half to go, and this could be it. This could be the catalyst for that comeback.
Absolutely. Seen a little bit of moaning from UCLan players. The worst thing they can do now is put their heads down. They've still got a comfortable-ish lead.
Well, after that, conceding a try like that, you've got to look at yourselves and think, what went wrong there? But their experience, they may be able to, they'll look back and go, okay, we can change it here and there, and make sure it won't happen again. But we'll soon see.
They came back strong after it went to 6-all. You would expect them to come back strong again.
Very low kick.
Yeah. Possession with the Welsh side again. Got through a tackle there. Lifted his leg up a little bit. Referee deemed it to be okay. This right hand side for the Welsh side seems to be a little bit of a opener for them. That's how they got to try. Seem to be looking to push through that area. Like here again. He's
making some good progress here.
Walkley here again.
Wow.
Is that another try?
That
It's
is
another try for the Welsh side here.
Comeback's on, maybe.
The comeback looks certainly to be on. This is vital now. This second half looks set to be a whole different game now. The Welsh side have got that quick start, which is so vital for them.
They've come out guns blazing, you know, they've soaked up all the pressure from UClan and, you know, counteracted it towards and threw it back in their face. It's been a very good, you know, start to the second half for Colegi Motd, and you know, that first try could very well prove to be the catalyst for something great. For
it's going to be a great comeback if they pull it off. The reaction's been exceptional. It's a conversion here for Walkley to make it 30-18. It's a shock, really. UClan undefeated, remember, in the division below last season. So to make it 30-18 here with the conversion. He steps up. He's done it. Brilliant. And I'm going to hand it over to Matthew Ward for the league commentary now.
And thank you, Elliot. Yes, you join us at the UClan Sports Arena. The Welsh side just got themselves back into the game. It's now 30-18. UClan in this game have conceded half of the points they have all season, of course, unbeaten all season and only conceded 30 points in their league. Of course, they got promoted and will be in a new division. So UClan will get us underway after that try for the Welsh side, who in Welsh, in English, their name translates to College of the Valleys. Of course, in Welsh, it is Coleg Motd.
There's been a bit of a fumble from. There's been a bit of a fumble from Coleg
Coleg Motd, and UClan have the ball back. It's now a turnover. So UClan chance to get some pressure on here, Jack.
Then again, when you know, it was around this position where they got their first try of the second half, and you know, you're thinking maybe they can do it again if there is that space open, and if they can just get that ball quickly and just get it moved quickly, and then use the pace of the right hand side, which we've seen for their first try of the second half.
So Joseph Toga to get us restarted here.
But yeah, they can get something here if they're calm and collected and smart about
UClan. Hogan all the way to the line. He's held up, I think, just on the line as UClan try to get some pressure, and they're in again. Is that a try?
A very much needed try for UClan.
Yeah, and it's a try for UClan.
The pressure. They've
number 22 with the try there. Just through the tight gap, just under the post, and UClan just regaining some advantage there, some foothold in the game. UClan after some early Welsh pressure, Jack.
Very much so. You know, it's very much needed. Came at the right time for UClan. It was a slow start for them, but they seem to be finding their rhythm a bit more now. And you know, a conversion here would very much help re-establish that lead.
Yeah, Conor Vaughan Hindle with pretty much an easy kick, just outside the posts. He steps up, it's an easy kick over the posts, and UClan 36-18.
Again, it's what he does.
It's what he does. He's done it all game. 100% record for Conor Vaughan Hindle in this game so far.
He's been the main man in this
on
side.
The Welsh side.
He has been pointed out as the star player by the manager Amanda Wilkinson, and you know, you can see why you've seen one in this game. He's very strong on the ball. He's got a very good kick on him. Yeah, you know, he's very much the catalyst for, you know, the
Welsh side
success.
Get us restarted from that UClan try. As like the ball bounces, picked up, and UClan will charge forward now. And he's held up just outside his posts on the 10-metre line. And here they go again, UClan. This is Toga carrying the ball. It's a massive carry from Toga. He breaks through the line.
Very strong runner.
Very, very strong. Takes a couple of men to bring him down as he offloads it again, and UCLan just asserting their dominance again as
Caught his
tries to
feet
get
there.
through there. He's still going in, number 16.
Again, very strong runners.
Story.
They've been very, very strong on the ball, UCLan, and you know, like I was saying before to Elliot, you know, they use their body. They use their body. They use every fibre of their being to make sure that ball makes progress. And you know, it's what we saw in the first half. It's vintage UCLan, and you know, they've just got another try.
Just going to have to interrupt you there as UCLan have scored another try. It's William Clapham with the try, dancing his feet. Some great footwork there from the UCLan wigger, and he breaks through the line, and UCLan are certainly running away with this game now. We just prepare for this next kick from Vaughan Hindle. Jack, sensational try, wasn't it?
It's very sensational, like we were saying. Very strong runners, and you know, they're using every bit of their body to, you know, to make sure that ball gets to where it needs to be. And you know, it's a very good try. You know, that's 2 tries in a row now for UCLan in the second half. You know, they're re-establishing that lead they once had, obviously after the colleague Ika Moyd.
And there's
came at them guns blazing at the start.
There's certainly a lot of quality in this UCLan side. Of course, 2 of the players we see today here at UCLan, of course, played for Salford Red Devils in Super League, appeared in a pre-season friendly against Warrington Wolves. A lot of quality in this side. As Vaughan Hindle kicks over the posts, 100% record continues for the number 9, and UCLan are certainly storming away, Jack.
Having a bit of water there, you know, proving that, you know, everyone's human. Everyone's human, you know, and you know, yeah, he's been very much a tireless worker for UCLan, as you know, Connor Vaughan.
So Coleg E. Camoid will get us underway again after the UConn try. It's a kick up. It's caught well.
Caught very well.
Will come forward again with ease as they break the line. So easy there. Almost the Welsh side just watching as UConn break. And they come again.
They very much dealt with the pressure very well, UConn.
As they move it to the left. It's a big carry again from Gabriel Holt, one of the try scorers, of course, in today's game. He tries a little dummy pass, it doesn't come off, and we're just going to throw over to the football just now. Dan Baldwin has got some updates for us. Dan.
I do indeed. The second half is about to be underway. It's currently UCLan 4, Cardinal Newman 2. It's been a very heavily contested game so far. Majority of the play has been in the midfield. Both sides have been battling for that possession really, and both defences have also pushed up the pitch, aiming to win the midfield. So it is really a question of whoever can win that battle in that area can really push on forward to try and score some more. Back to you, Matt.
I think it's a penalty. It's a restart for UCLan if you just joined us. If you just rejoined us here, it's a restart to UCLan after a couple of fumbles from Coleg, Ecomoid and UCLan. UCLan will restart here. 6 again. Chance again to pressure Jack.
Been far too many fumbles from Coleg Ecomoid from all game, you know, and they need to start sorting that out, because that's how they're conceding, that's how they're, you know, losing progress, and that's how, you know, ultimately that's why the gap it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, they need to sort that out. Maybe it's what you put it down to, you don't know, but they need to get their act together, because they're showing their old selves in the second half.
Yes, the referee. Colleague Ecomoid have got the ball back here. 6 again for them as they try to just get that early pressure back up and running that they had in the first first couple of minutes of this second half, where of course they got the extra 2 tries. As they work it downfield, they move it right here. It's brilliant. Making some progress here, but it's a penalty to colleague Ika Motd for I think it was a high challenge there from UClan, and 6 again for colleague Ika Motd, and chance again to just re-establish that pressure that they saw in early in this second half, Jack.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, colleague Ika Motd could very much well, you know, get another try here, but you know they'll have to dig deep for it, and sorry, just the referees just, you know.
So there they go.
Yeah, interfering
colleague
with
Motd,
play.
tappers
Yeah,
underway again. Chance maybe for the Welsh side just to get some points on the board and make the score seem a bit more reasonable for themselves. Game has certainly flown away for them, but this is rugby league. Anything can happen.
Some great passing here
Great
from
passing
colleague
is-
Ika Motd.
10 metres out here, colleague Ika Motd.
Bit of a
Does
shove
it work
there.
it? Oh, it's a dummy pass there as he tries to get under the post. Is he in?
Oh,
Referee,
I think
he's held up just on the line. Unlucky there for the Welsh, for the visitors. Nearly in with another
They
try.
look a lot stronger in this second half, but
Is it a high shot there, and I think it's a
Wow.
penalty to colleague Ika Motd. I think, yeah, the referee is, he's given.
a bit rough there.
Yeah.
From,
Well, that's rugby for you, Jackers. A lot of rough challenges, of course, mentioned earlier. We did see in Superliga a very tough challenge. It's colleague Ika Motd get us underway, and it could be in at the corner here. I think it's a forward pass there from the Welsh side, and a wasted opportunity there, Jack.
Yeah, just plain stupidity there, you know, to make the forward pass. You know, you know when you're playing for so long and for playing as long as you have, that you don't make those type of passes. And now they've just completely thrown away all the progress they've made, and you know, potentially thrown away a good opportunity for a comeback. But then again, you never know what can happen here. UClan could absolutely fumble it here, and they could,
There come
you know,
UClan
have a
again.
great opportunity.
As they try to make it over halfway. Big strong carries again there from UClan. The Welsh side are finding it hard to deal with these big strong players that UClan are possessing, and as they come, move it to the right. Callum Kanifi trying to wiggle his way through. Comes to Vaughan Hindle. Just gets over way, but he's tackled. And they'll take the kick up. It's easily caught. Good catch there from the lad over on the far side for colleague Ika Motd. As they pick up the ball, and it's,
You know, it's, you know, good. You know, it's just
Think it's
UClan
a-
needed.
yeah,
UClan
spot.
needed to get that. You know.
Yeah.
They were
colleague-
under the cosh a little bit there.
Yeah, they are.
But
Exactly,
now they're over here putting them under the cosh. You know, it's what they've done all season.
The Welsh side will get us underway again. So they come again, trying to just get some pressure on as I'm joined by as I am going to leave the commentary box and welcome our new commentator, Callum Inson.
Yes, we are here now, deep into the second half. Colleague are just coming onto the halfway line with the ball now. I'm here with Ollie as my co-commentator. They've not given too much of a bad account of themselves, have they? the Welsh
No,
side?
to be fair, you know, it's been a really good game for the neutral. I think colleague Ika Motd, you know, they've travelled a long way. They've given it their all and they've really tried hard. This second half, they've actually looked probably the better team in some spells as well, to be fair to them.
Yeah, and they're just coming up to halfway now. Number 6, Finn Yates from dummy half. He's going to kick the ball forward. And we'll just pass you over to the football. Dan Baldwin, there's been a goal.
There has been a goal indeed. It's now UClan 4, Cardinal Newman 3. A backheeled effort from point blank at goal was saved, but I believe number 9, Taylor Howarth, scored the rebound. So it is now 4-3. It's been a very tough, contested game so far, and there's been plenty of chances for both sides. Back to you.
Right, there's some big forward runners in this UClan side, and the ref's just awarding a penalty now. As UClan come forward after getting a penalty, Vaughan Hindle, the dummy arse, just doesn't quite come off, although a fellow UClan player has picked it up.
UClan still got the ball here.
Here's Vaughan Hindle, passes it to the left.
Wouldn't want to get on the end of him.
I think UClan are sensing some more points in this game now.
Definitely.
In comes the number 18, a little chip kick forward as the colleague player picks it up and he's sprinting forward. He's made a bit of a break.
Really good ground made there from a tough position as well.
Just gets caught up just from the middle. It is quite an open game considering the scoreline. I do think the Welsh side could get themselves a couple more points as we enter the final knock-ins.
Well, I think the visitors have shown, they're obviously a little bit younger than the hosts, and I think it's shown in the second half. They've looked a bit more athletic and maybe just not as tired really as the UClan team.
Yeah, as colleagues shift it over to the left-hand side, they're just trying to force their way, break down the UClan defence.
Huge hit.
Big hit there as the number 11, Mason Phillips, is going to pick it up from dummy half. And he's chose the blindside run. It looks like a bit of a gap there. He's just been took down. 20 metres out now, our colleague. And if they can try and send, I think they're sensing a try here, Ollie.
Definitely, they're running into the corner. It's a good kick.
It's just a bit too heavy there. Just a little bit too heavy there for colleague, and
he's dicing with danger there, the UClan man. I mean,
yeah, and UClan will bring it forward now.
Jordan Billings, that is there, just bringing it forward.
And he's dropped the ball.
He's giving it away.
And the referee, yeah, he's giving it away, and it's been dropped from colleague. And here's UClan breaking. It's the number.
Great tackle.
Here's Joshua Connolly. Passes it off to Jacob Lee, of course, who's made a debut for the Salford Red Devils. He's pushing his way over the line, and he does indeed get there.
It's given.
For another UClan try.
Yeah. Storming away with it here, UClan. I mean, that was just a great break from the number 6.
Yeah, and it's made the score. And the score has made that 46-18 now to UClan. As they both get set for UClan to take the conversion.
Vaughan Hindle
will
here.
Be stepping up once again.
Still looking for his 100% conversion rate, trying to keep that intact.
From this angle, I'd be surprised if he wasn't to do that.
Definitely should.
Yeah. As I think the steam's, as much as they've given UClan a game, I think the steam has sort of been ripped out of colleague, although they have definitely given...
It can be tough out there, demoralising when you're sort of giving away tries and, you're on the back foot for a lot of the game, but they have given a good account of themselves, of course. You see a colleague player there on the floor, looks quite dejected.
Yeah, I think that does just describe how a lot of their afternoon has been, to be fair, as he's just getting back up onto his feet as Vaughan Hindle gets ready to take the kick for UClan. And as expected, it's straight through the posts, and UClan, it's a very, very commanding lead. And it's now 48-18.
Yeah, 48-18, and you can probably really only see that going, one score going up from now. I think it'd be the hosts.
Yeah, I think there could even be a few more tries from UClan to put the icing on the cake even just that little bit more. Although it'd be good to see Colleague get themselves over Obviously, most of the action in the first half was down in the right-hand corner. It's been in the left-hand corner on this side.
I think we've actually got an injury here as well on the far side there for a Coleg player.
Can't quite make out who that is, but yeah, there's a player down. Looks like he's going to be receiving some treatment there.
May have to go off. Part and parcel of the game, unfortunately, stuff like that, you know, probably cramp or something similar.
Yeah, it's going to be quite fatigued out there for them, I think.
A long old drive home as well.
Yeah, it's never going to be great after a defeat, I suppose. But they'll, you know, as we've said continuously, they will be quite pleased with the game, how they've played. I think a shout out to the UClan number 20, Joseph Togo. I think he's had a very good game, especially in the second half, making some hard yards for the home side, getting them into some very good positions.
Well, you can see he's a big lad, you know, just by looking at him, and he's really shone today. He's made some great breakthrough through the lines, and I'd say he's probably been man of the match for me so far.
It looks as though the captain, Connor Vaughan Hindle as well, obviously with a 100% goal kicking record, I think he's definitely been a shining light in the UClan team.
Yeah, I think he's done what he's done all season. You know,
yeah,
we know from previous games. You know, he's been doing that all season. That's just his bread and butter, and it's continued today, as you'd expect.
Looks like some lengthy treatment going on with the Coleg player here.
Not sure what it is, but it doesn't look good.
I think it might be a little bit more than cramp.
Possibly.
As play resumes now, Vaughan Hindle will pick it up.
Great catch.
It's a brilliant catch, and that's a fantastic run in there by the UClan prop forward. Off the kick-off, some hard meters gained. As they come to the centre of the pitch, another tough run there. I think the key for UClan now is just to sort of take the sting out of the game. You know, there's not much reason for them to score many more points, but I think if the Coleg defence is sort of left open, they will get punished.
Yeah,
although it's a lot about game management now for the home side.
They've got to keep it attritional, you know, keep it sort of tight, intact, not give silly ball away, stuff like that. And I think it'll be a walk in the park if they do that from now on.
As the ref blows here, it's a little bit of an injury for one of the UClan players on the floor. He's ready to go again now, though. In fact, that's the second rower, Ralph Wood. As Matthew Wasp takes it in.
Great running from Wasp.
Very good. It's on the last tackle now, though, so they'll look towards the kickers. It's dropped to the UClan number 6. They are running it, though.
All the way.
Reece Story now trying to find a gap, and he's put through a little grubber kick, and it's been collected by...
Yeah, he's followed it in well, though.
It's going to be quite hard for Coleg to get out of that now. They've got pretty much the whole field to go up. It's just about been caught there.
They may even look for a kick here to sort of get themselves out of danger.
I think they might be. I think they're going to be settling now for just a deep kick to get themselves out of the danger zone. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be making much more yards from this set.
Yeah, really tough to get through that UClan pack there.
As the referee puts his hand up for the last tackle.
And there we go.
It has been kicked deep. It's caught.
Probably not deep enough.
The number 1, William Clapham, who scored a couple of tries himself today, of course. And he's run straight through the line. There isn't... Yeah, he's been stopped there by the Coleg defence, but that is a fantastic run by Clapham.
Great run in there, Clapham.
A definite contender for a man of the match award, as much as we said the other two players.
He's got it here again.
Have been fantastic. Yeah, he's just been rolled over by a Coleg man.
Sense a try coming here.
As Billings drops the ball.
Or not.
And it has been
turned over.
It has been turned over, and it is a Coleg ball.
UClan, you can see the UClan game plan is to not let Coleg out of their half. It's probably
I think
a
the
good plan
first
to
half
have.
obviously sort of swung both ways. You know, there was, as much as UClan did only
It's not
concede
worked.
6 in that first half, I think Coleg definitely
Kept hold of it.
Yeah, as you can see now, they're doing exactly what they're doing in the first half. They were taking the game to UClan and they were making some strides up the pitch. And although UClan have been pretty dangerous all game, Coleg are... And that is a shame, as Coleg broke down the right-hand side. They had 2 men free and the ball has just been dropped.
Really good at them breakaways, Coleg. You know, they really got some fast lads on the break there and tough to catch, but just that handling error in the end. Give the ball back to UClan.
I think that's what has let Coleg down. You know, UClan's handling of the ball has been, I wouldn't say second to none, but it's been very good to put them in the position they're in.
Certainly superior, I'd say, to the opposition.
And, you know, I think that's what sort of let Coleg down, and I suppose only seen them score the 3 tries.
It's stuff like that that's improved on the training ground, you know, things like that, and good hands.
As the ref blows up once again. The referee is just holding up play here as another UClan player is down. I think this time it is just a tiny bit of cramp. I think a lot of the players on the field are feeling that now.
It's actually Joseph Toga as well. You know, he's ran himself into the ground today, and probably makes sense as to why he's on the ground with a bit of cramp.
As the play resumes here, he's handed off to the excellent winger. Vaughan Hindle again from dummy half. Another brilliant run by Wasp. I think the whole forward pack for UClan today have been pretty
not happy
impressive.
there, I don't think, with the handling of the way he's tackled. They're going for it again here.
They're going down the right-hand side.
Oh,
a big
great
tackle,
hit. Great
a big
hit there.
tackle from the Coleg man, and they're just trying to drag him over the sideline. I don't think they've quite got him over. No, the ball is still in play. Again, it's handed off to Vaughan Hindle, who just kicks UClan out of danger. And as he kicks UClan out of danger, he puts Coleg in even more danger as their fullback, Dylan Morgan, drops the ball.
Really, really tough one to catch there. It's just in front of him and sort of spinning down towards the ground, and understandable as to why he didn't catch it, but it's a really good chance here for UClan to get another try and really just stamp their authority on the game and see it out once and for all.
Indeed, if they do score another try, they will pass the 50-point mark. I think that is a feat they will want to reach in this game, as they're just 30 metres out now. As they're not too far out now, UClan.
They look to swing it to Billings, possibly
It's
on
number
the side.
7, and he's attempted a drop goal, 1 point, and it's not quite made it. And Coleg will come out of that set alive and kick him once again.
Quite an unusual kick there. Wasn't expecting to see that. It's usually one used, you know, when the game's quite tight, but fair enough. He's maybe just trying to practice his kicking.
And there has been another piece of action in the football. We'll hand back over to Dan Baldwin.
Thank you very much, Callum. It is still currently UClan 4, Cardinal Newman 3. A lot of action has happened so far, but neither have just quite found the back of the net yet in this second half. There was a goal earlier in the second half, but as it progresses towards the latter stages of the game, it is becoming a bit more contested with less goals in it. Back to you, Cal. UClan 4, Cardinal Newman 3.
So yes, you're back with us now, and Coleg have made it 48-22. Kick to come, could be 24. A fantastic break as their captain number 6, Finn Yates, makes a break and goes over right underneath the posts. Has made it very easy for the kicker Ollie to get the score.
Yeah,
to 48-24.
wonderful try that actually. Great break, as you say, from the captain, and quite a simple one in the end. It's something we've seen, as you say, all game, and I think that'll signal the end of the action.
It has indeed. That kick from Finn Yates to complement his try has finished proceedings here at the UCLan Sports Arena. And the UCLan Rugby League have very, very convincingly beaten Coleg y Cymru, and the full-time score here is 48-24.
What a game. 48-22 to UCLan. There was a bit of a fight back at the end by Coleg y Cymru, but they didn't quite make it. Guys, we discussed at half-time, Coleg y Cymru needed some team talk at half-time, didn't they? And they came out guns blazing, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We said that based on the first half performance, they needed that, kick up the backside. I think that's what they got, because they came out excellently in the second half, and it looked as though there was going to be a fight back. But ultimately, I think it was UCLan's quality that paid off, and I think they deserved the win at the end.
Well, Coleg came out thriving. They were playing with ferocity, and I thought there was going to be a point where they were going to make a comeback. But UCLan did really well to get their first try of the second half, and it just looked like it was a bit too much for Coleg.
Yeah, and obviously, ultimately, they prevailed, didn't they, UCLan?
Yeah, I think based on the start to the second half, I think they can be slightly more grateful that they had such a strong first half, and they've got to be thankful that Hindle, the captain, was so clinical on those conversions, because without that, it could have been a lot more of a closer game. So they can be proud of their performance this afternoon.
Yeah, you mentioned Hindle there. I thought it was absolutely exceptional all game. Not just an individual performance, but a team that really brought the whole team together, and I think he was really the man of the match for me.
So we're going to go over now to the table tennis. Ryan Richardson is joined by the coach.
Yep, thank you. I'm here with Dan. What do you think of the game today?
I think it was a great match, to be honest. Jack and Sanskar have been our best performers throughout the year, and they showed it today. They put on a brilliant show, and it was a pleasure to watch.
And Jack and Sanskar, yeah, they seem to put on a fantastic display. What did you think of their futures in this sport?
To be honest, I think really it's down to them. They arrived back in October and they were decent players, but since then they've worked really hard, and they've come on leaps and bounds. So if they continue to do so, I guess sort of sky's the limit almost for them. It's up to them to decide how far they can go.
And table tennis here at UConn, it's, as you said, it's a bit of a niche sport. How do you think it's growing here in UConn?
Yeah, like I said, it's a niche sport at the moment, but we're trying to sort of break through and sort of attract extra students and sort of build a reputation. And I think we've slowly done it, but there's still plenty of work to do. But hopefully, if we can start moving in the right direction, it'll snowball and build.
Thank you very much, Dan. That's it here for table tennis. Thanks for joining us here. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Table tennis is brilliant, isn't it? With the football now, 4-3 to UCLan. How do you think it's going to end?
Well, there's not much time left. I think the game's quite open, really. Obviously, we know UCLan, they're a really defence-driven side, given their manager, Jade, is a defender herself for Blackburn. But, it could go anyway. I think Cardinal Newman have got some great players. We've seen that with them scoring 3 goals. So, yeah, really, anything could happen.
And obviously they hit the woodwork in the first half, Cardinal Newman, but then ended up conceding a minute later. Is that something that, if that goal goes in, it could change the game? Yeah,
of course it can. That's the nature of football, isn't it? The slightest little thing that can happen, it can alter the ending of the match. And ultimately this afternoon, up until this point, still a few minutes to play, of course. But we did say at half-time, many twists and turns can happen. And given the visitors' goal in the second half to make it 4-3, it could well swing any way between now and the end of the game. It's been a really entertaining game of football. And obviously Mallory's come on to the pitch. We heard from her before the game. She's a very important player in the midfield, isn't she?
a cracking midfielder and a player who really brings the team together, really drives that midfield forward. And she's spoken quite openly about her defensive side and how she can help pull the strings in midfield. And I think that'll be really effective in keeping that lead and maybe to extend that lead.
We're going to go to the football now. Dan is joined by somebody, a couple of players.
Yeah, I'm joined here by Celeste and TK after the match. So if you could just talk me through how you thought the match went and how you played yourself.
Yeah, I think we played a great game. I mean, considering the weather, it's fairly hot out, but we all dig deep and got the result we wanted. I'm proud of my performance, got 3 goals in, got amazing balls from my teammates, and I was able to finish it at the net.
And how did you find that?
It was a good match. I'm happy to be back. It's my first time back since I came here. I feel like we did a pretty good job on the field and got away with our lovely score.
And in terms of the opposition, how did you think they played? Did you think they were a tough matchup for you?
I do. I think we came into this game thinking it would be friendly, but they did give us a run of our money. But I think we handled it well and played really well as a team.
Yeah, and how do you think the opposition went?
They're good. They're a lot younger than us, so they have more energy, so we had to pick up our pace to keep control of the game how we want to. But yeah, I feel like it was a good matchup with us.
And did the weather affect your performance at all, or was this something you were prepared for going into the match?
I mean, waking up this morning, I was a bit afraid of how I would handle the weather, but as soon as I got on the field, I managed it well, and we had a few water breaks which helped, so we re-energized our energy.
And in terms of the coach, how big of an influence has she been in your performance today?
Oh, she's been a good influence for me. She's helped me come back, and it allowed me to get playing time today.
Yeah, and what about you?
She's an amazing coach. I'm sad the season is almost over. I had so much fun with these girls, and I can't wait till next season.
Thank you very much. It was UClan 4, Cardinal Newman 3, and back to the studio.
Thank you very much, Dan. Great game there. We're going to go straight over to the rugby league now. We've got some reaction with Reece Pounton.
Oh, they come over to me, Pete.
One step to your left, Reece.
So yes, UClan prevailed and kept their 100% record again this season, 48-24. I've got with me now Jacob Lee, and Connor Hindle. Jacob, how have you found the season and this game?
It's been good. We started off a bit shaky in pre-season, but we managed to build some results and keep the ball rolling.
Definitely, and you also this season you made your debut. Your first team debut against Warrington Wolves. How was that?
It was mental, to be honest. I enjoyed it. I was out there with Joe as well, who played today, and hopefully we can get four more chances to get up there.
So across to you, Connor. How have you found the season with a 100% record, as well as that, and the fact that all in all, next week is your last game because you're coming to the end of your season at UClan. Talk us through the season and what you expect.
Yeah, so just to reiterate what Jake said, really, the season got off to a rocky start. We had a few games cancelled on us. We even had one team walk off the pitch against us, so a few of the lads' heads were down. It was really tough to jump from that game to then possibly like a league contender game against both Manchester sides. So the lads really bounced back. It was a physical game to win the league. But yeah, we really bounced back to put on a good performance all season.
Definitely, and you've today 100% conversion rate. Is that something you've worked on?
Indeed it is in training a little bit. Came into the year with an unknown kicker for the squad, so I stepped up. Again, started off a little bit rocky. Took a few hours practice during the weeks leading up, and it's obviously paid off.
And finally, you've conceded 24 points today to the visitors. Now, that's more than half you conceded all season. You conceded 13 league. Is that something that sort of put a downer on today's result?
No, if anything, it's credit to the college boys coming up and giving us a real physical game. I thought they really stuck it to us in the first 10, especially the first 10 of the second half. It just shows what they've got down there is working, and it looks really good.
Cheers guys. Thank you. And we'll cut back to you in the studio, and soon we'll have Amanda, the head coach, joining us too.
Brilliant, thank you, Reece. I don't know how they look fine, don't they? I know obviously towards the end the fitness didn't look great, and the away side looked the better of the sides in terms of fitness. We saw Joseph Toga go down with a bit of cramp. Do you think that's something that they need to improve?
Well, first of all, I think there's a reason they're out on the pitch and we're in the studio. No, I think it's something that, you know, head coach Amanda Wilkinson has addressed, the fitness levels. Given the successful season they've had, the fact that she's still targeting areas for improvement says a lot about her as a head coach. And like you say, they ran around like headless chickens all afternoon. But after 70 minutes of rugby, given the level that they play at, should they really be going down with cramp? I'm not too sure. So it does say that they do need to work on their fitness, especially, given the fact that they are going into a better division with a promotion next season.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, it is a bit of an issue going down with cramp, but when you're picking for issues like that, it just shows how good a performance it was, really.
Yeah, of course.
And obviously we saw Captain Connor Hindle there. 6 conversions. That's something, isn't it? 100% conversion rate.
Yeah, he was tremendous. He's had a really good afternoon. He's had a really good season. You know, at any level of rugby, to have a 100% conversion rate speaks volumes about your ability. And he was excellent. He's certainly proven why there's a lot of noise about him as a player, and why he is as effective as he is in this UCLan team.
Yeah, he was brilliant today. Absolutely fantastic. Clinical with all his conversions, but also clinical in the whole of the match. You know, that counter-attacking play that UCLan were using, which got them the win, really, in the end of the day. He was really a driving force in that.
And as well, he was very vocal, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's a natural leader. Teams really struggle when they don't have leaders out on the pitch, and you don't necessarily, I know in this case he is captain, he is a leader, but the stronger teams are the ones that have leaders all over the pitch, not just the one who wears the armband. But in this instance, you know, he's an absolute leader, and the capacity he has in that sense will bring other players on leaps and bounds, and that's really vital to have.
Yeah, you can certainly see why Amanda Wilkinson has chose him as a captain. He's a real like you said, really vocal, and really brings the team together.
Yeah, and as well, Jacob Lee got a few tries. He did well.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's being scouted. There's a reason why he's got a real potential future in the game. He's a really talented player, and another asset to this UCLan rugby team, and they can certainly rely on him if they are to succeed in a higher division next campaign.
Yeah, he was brilliant today, and his tries were fantastic.
We will have Amanda Wilkinson joining us soon. Well, joining Reese outside. Not sure how long. Yeah, we'll go to you now.
Yes, I'm joined by head coach Amanda. Amanda, give us your thoughts on that game.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good advert for the game, wasn't it? For when you look at a college versus a university, you sometimes wonder what the game would be like, but for me it was physical, it was quite fast, and there was quite a lot of skill on show.
And definitely, and the visitors had a few Welsh internationals there, and you've worked with them alongside them. Was this something that sort of, with you winning 48-24, was this something that you've sort of worked on and thought, right, you know, where their weaknesses are?
Well, we've obviously come on the back of winning the league and last week, and we've got varsity next week, so it was part of the plan that we come here today and hopefully be able to play a little bit and test ourselves, you know, with the ball in hand. But we knew we were going to be in for a physical encounter. You know, I've seen the lads playing at 16s and 17s for Wales, and you know, there's some talent on show, so they're a fit side as well. They like to train, and internationally, if you're an international, you know, you're part of camps where you learn to be fit and play physical. So I think they tested us today a little bit, and I think that's just what we needed before varsity.
Certainly, and they took 24 points, off you. Now that's more than half than what they've done all season in the league. Now is that sort of put a downer on the result?
It will do if you let it, yeah. Yeah, not happy about it at all. You know, a couple of the tries were from pure skill from them. You know, drawing in the defenders and hitting space. But a couple of soft tries. I'm not as a coach that likes soft tries. You know, I don't like to give sides anything. And for me today, we give them far too much.
And finally, Connor Hindle, your captain, he's departing, isn't he, at the end of the season? Now, have you sort of got anyone in mind for next season at all already, or?
Yeah, we've come up with our new scholarship scheme within the university that hopefully brings in some more talent, and there's a few of the scholars that were out there today, you know, that are showing good leadership skills at the moment. The thing with Connor is quite a good individual, quite different, that he does such a lot of work off the field, and those little things, you know, make players, don't they, and make teams and good positive teams. But there's a few out there, and I think, you know, we'll look at some attitudes in pre-season and pick it from there.
Cheers. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Now, joining me, guys, is Alex Latham. Alex, what do you make of the game?
It was a good game for rugby. Good to have some young people who want to get involved in the game. The scoreline 48-24 was a good way of making the game very open. There was a few mistakes. UConn deserved the win now, despite the opposition managing to go through the weaknesses there, going through the middle and just turning over the ball and scoring.
Definitely, and we'll head back towards the studio now because I know the football is still ongoing. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Reese. A great day of football, hasn't it? Any final thoughts before we leave?
Just a really good advert for me for sport at the university. You know, I think the table tennis was really entertaining. The football is, I mean, it's a 4-3 game as it stands. It was a really entertaining afternoon on the football pitch, and also the rugby. Just real quality across all the sports this afternoon.
Yeah, really action-packed. It's nice to see such a variety of sports in there. Table tennis, football, women's football and rugby. And it's just so nice to see the students going, trying really hard and doing really well.
So, after an action-packed afternoon everywhere today, unfortunately it's time to say goodbye. A quick thank you to our sofa pundits today, Jack Fennelly and Matt Smith. Make sure you stay up to date with all our UCLan sports via our social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in. I've been Nathan Salmon. Goodbye for now.